Hi, here we'll go through the steps of subtracting two radicals. We have 2 root 12 minus 4 root 75. Notice they're both square roots. These steps would be the same if this were an addition problem instead of subtraction, so recognize it's really an example of both, but in this specific one, we'll end up subtracting. To do this, I'm going to go ahead and make it smaller so we have a bit more room here. First up, the basic idea and rule. In order to add or subtract radicals, the main thing is the two radicals have to match. Meaning that they need to be the exact same type of root with the exact same radicand, meaning they match exactly. So for example, the square root of 2 and the square root of 2. You look here though and you notice we have the square root of 12 and the square root of 75. They are both square roots, which is good and certainly going to help us out, but you notice 12 and 75 are not the same number. So we cannot go ahead and just subtract them as is. We first need to simplify them and see if we can get them to be the same by dealing with the radical and simplifying the radical itself. So first up, we have 2 root 12. To deal with this, we're going to recognize that 12 is really 4 times 3. And 4, you recall, is going to be 2 squared. So we can rewrite this as 2 times the square root of 2 squared times 3. Now let's go ahead and look at the rest of this. We have minus 4, the square root of 75. Well, 75 is going to be 25. Times 3. And 25 is 5 squared, so we can rewrite this as minus 4 times the square root of 5 squared times 3. We move this up so we have a little bit more room. Now to go ahead and actually finish simplifying this. Remember, with multiplying and only multiplying things inside of a radical, we can go ahead and split it up. So instead of writing this as one radical with 2 squared times 3 inside of it, we can write it as two separate ones. So we have 2 times the square root of 2 squared times the square root of 3. Breaking it up like that will let us actually take the square root of the part we can take the square root of. We'll finish this out. We have minus 4 times the square root of 5 squared times the square root of 3. By simplifying, what we want to do is take the square root of any numbers that we can take a nice square root of, meaning that they are perfect squares. Well, the square root of 2 squared is just going to be 2. So this means we will have 2 times 2, which is 4, times the square root of 3. Since the square root of 3 does not work out evenly, we're going to leave it square root of 3, so we leave our answer as exact as possible. Over here, recognize the fact that the square root of 5 squared is 5, a perfect square. So we will have minus 4 times 5, which is minus 20, times the square root of 3. Now looking at it, you notice, because we simplified, we ended up with an instance where our radicals match exactly. And just like terms, we can now combine them. Our answer is going to have the square root of 3 in it, like this. All we need to do is handle the coefficients. Subtract them the same way we would if they were coefficients for an x. So we have 4 minus 20. What we're going to do is subtract those and get negative 16. So our final answer is negative 16 times the square root of 3. Thank you very much.